Hello everybody, back with another commentary video. Today I'm going to be talking about what I believe to be the best fighting game that I think nobody plays ever. But first, what is that sound?
She gon' move like a dancer. Wonder what's next, knowing I can answer. Right now you just tell like the answer. The check never bounced, think I like my banker. She do it without me, think I'm like an anchor. She can give the most, I would never thank her. Got it ready, I'm just waiting on the transfer. Pulling all the way like I'm Prancer. She gon' break my shirt cause she mad at me. It's a tragedy. If I'm not rich, then I'm about to be. Pride while my ass for your salary. Running through your mind, burning calories. This is what it's come to.
Yeah, like that intro thing I did, like the what is that sound and then the edit, bro? It is what it is, whatever. Yeah, no, For Honor. This is a game that I've sunk way too much time into, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think it's benching like 3,000 hours here, and in my 3,000 hours, I've gotten severely pissed off. But that doesn't mean the game is a bad game, and arguably, it is the best fighting, quote-unquote, game out there. I mean, fighting game is I wouldn't say it's a generalized term, but For Honor is a fighting game, technically. Let me explain. The game is basically your casual fighting game experience in the main core game modes, right? You fight an opponent in a one-on-one, usually, in a 3D-based fighting game with a unique combat style called the Art of War combat style. It is copyrighted by Ubisoft. Ubisoft, yeah, I know. I'll get to that in a minute. And it is a system where there are 3 triangles that you can block and attack from, which you can parry from these by clicking the attack button at the right time to parry the attack. You can block. With certain characters, you have shields you can full guard with. And it's set in a medieval, quote-unquote, setting with different characters from different nationalities. Now, what makes this game so unique? Well, if it didn't already scream it in your face already, it's the fighting style, obviously. The combat system is one of a kind because it is indeed copyrighted by Ubisoft and nobody else is able to use it. Their trademark should end in, I think it's 2026, so we're getting pretty close. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The combat system is amazing. Sure, the flash indicator won't work sometimes, but for a newer player, that doesn't really matter. And in high level, it doesn't really matter either, besides, like, the reaction gods, obviously. But for the majority of the player base, the combat system is the best fighting combat system in all of what I've played. And that is including Tekken, that is including Street Fighter, that is including Mortal Kombat, that is including Smash Bros. I just find this combat system so intriguing. Now, if I didn't even have the combat system, right, what would keep me playing this game, even if it was just a regular fighting game, right? Obviously, the combat system holds it to a very high standard, and what it should be, obviously, is the combat system. But what else do I like about this game? This story. Now, obviously, medieval setting, right? So the story is so good. Let me just play a clip of one of these voice actors real quick and just play a scene from each of these stories really quickly.
Davide! It doesn't have to be like this!
Keep them off the walls!
My lord!
Break it down!
Break it down!
Domini! Domini! Show yourself! These warriors don't have to die. Trial by combat. Right now.
What? Fight you? That's not a trial. That's an execution.
Then fight my second. Ready.
Lead the way.
Kill them.
That was the day I finally met our warlord. Apollyon.
Gotcha, Blackstone.
It's pretty awesome, and I love this story, and I can go back to see myself replaying it over and over and over. And to talk about the combat system, again, the story has the old combat and all of the updates or rework characters, meaning it is in its old state from when the game first dropped, to basically give you a look at how the game functioned when it first started, to really make you appreciate the state the game is in now. Secondly, balancing. Balancing recently has been way better than usual. I would not often praise Ubisoft for their balancing in this game, because for a long period of time, this game's balancing sucked, and when the game first came out, the balancing was really bad. Everything was broken. Like, one-shots, the damage numbers are way too high, characters just not having things they should have in the game, other characters not having things that they should have from the very start, and just basically a very clunky game, especially in the competitive setting. The amount of strategies that were so dumb back in the day, which were basically like Shigoki's old run, which was basically a fat man that could run at 40 miles per hour and knock you on the ground with hyper armor meaning you can't interrupt him, and that is how the fight continued for the entire fight. Berserker Revenge build was basically, when you were fighting somebody, they would get revenge at the time, which is a boost, and basically instantly win the fight by not fighting you. It's really hard to explain if you haven't played the game, but anyway, back to what I'm saying. The game is in a very good state right now, if I had to be completely honest with you, and this is coming from somebody who has played the game since, it's going on, what, 7 years now? 7 years? Yeah, just about 7 years I've played this game. And yeah, I mean, this video is completely opinion-based, and if people disagree with me, it's completely fine, right? This video is all based on opinions. Me telling you this game is the best fighting game is completely based on opinions, which is why I'm trying to persuade you to play the game, because I think it's amazing. Even for new players, it is a, harder experience, obviously, because the combat system's hard, but it's such a goofy state at such a low level if you just enjoy goofiness. Obviously, the game isn't that serious anymore. Now, third point. Aesthetic. This game has an unbeatable animation set, voice lines, aesthetic to get you immersed in this game. Now, For Honor being a serious game is not something I think I'd say in 2025, especially with Ubisoft adding a lot of unserious stuff like Destiny 2. Obviously, Destiny 2 can be a serious game, but Destiny 2 does not fit in a medieval setting, right? Second off, the voice lines, man. The characters all range from their own nationalities, being the different languages, obviously. Mandarin Chinese, Latin, Icelandic, and Japanese, just to get you started off with a few of them. Some languages are completely dead, like Ocelot. Not completely dead, but very few people speak these languages. Nahuatl, I think that's how you say it. Don't correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a different language. I can't speak it. Medjay's language is an ancient Egyptian language that is basically completely dead. And, Pirate speaks Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, but we'll get to that. Anyway, the voice lines. Let me just play a couple clips of these voice lines and sound effects from just in-game and just see how good these voice actors do for what the game is.
Incredibile! Infirmo! Essiam! Incontinent! It's some! See! Denkai! Don McGlass! Til Oreste! Don McGlass!
here! Die! Enough weeping! Enough sheep! Stay here!
Orbe caresimos! Mars viadubat! Otace fortuna juvat!
And back to aesthetics, the characters in themselves are very well designed looks-wise, art-wise. They are so cool looking. Obviously, some of them are not as historically accurate as they should be, but some of these characters just look cool enough that you want to play them because they look cool. Take Lawbringer, for example, a big, huge knight in full knight armor with a halberd. Take ficking Warlord, a big, beefy Viking. Or Valkyrie, a big, muscular war woman that has a ficking spear and a shield, right? And she launches you on the ground with a spear, right? Take Shugoki, a hulking man with a giant kanabo in the samurai category. You want to play as a weeb samurai? You can play Orochi. You want to play as a knight fighting for honor? You can play as Warden. Or play Lawbringer, right? You want to play as a Viking that wants to be a brutal Viking? You can play Warlord or Raider or any of those characters. You want to play a guy with a giant sword? Play Highlander. Please play Highlander. I love Highlander so much. And it just gets you so immersed into the aesthetic. Obviously, some things in the game will knock you out of it, like the funky colors they have in the game, but it's there for fun, right? I think the game, mostly on its aesthetic placed basis, is a very, 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 very positive. Even the new characters, like Hatun. Hatun is a Mongolian hero, and obviously she wasn't very, like, accurate from what I heard to, like, actual Mongol warriors, but there are a lot of references to the person she was based off of, like Cthulhu. There is also the armor just looking absolutely stunning. Like, who wouldn't want to play this hero with the freaking cool design, the big fur coat, and the skull mask, like, and the two swords, even though the way she holds them is not functional in real life. In game, it just looks cool, right? It's so eye-catching. All the animations, too. They mocap everything for the heroes besides some of the executions, and reuse some old animations, obviously. But each of the animation sets for these heroes just look so unique. Like, it's so striking. Right? Now, what can I say more about this game to get you to play this game, right? If you like medieval games, you want a unique combat system that's different from every other fighting game, and it's in a decent state of balancing right now. And do you want to play as a cool knight? Do you want to play as a cool Viking? A cool samurai? Play this game. At least try it. It goes on sale every once in a while. I think it's like a maximum of $20. You can earn everything in the game for free by just playing, besides the battle passes, because you need to make money somehow. But every character in the game can be unlocked for free. It's not like the newer games where you have to pay for the characters. It is all free, and it is a fun grind, in my opinion. It gets updated, decently consistency once every 2 months, with balance changes and skins and stuff. But yeah, if you like the idea of this game, please check it out. That's my opinion on this game. God bless you all. I love you all. Catch you on the next video.